We heard that you have a new commission for us.
That's correct. There's a requester who has submitted a designated commission for the two of you.
A designated commission? Sounds like it must be pretty important. What kind of task is it exactly?
There's no need to worry. This commission is not dangerous by any means. Perhaps you have heard that Inazuma will soon be holding a major festival, the magnificent Irodori Festival.
Yay! A festival! Oh, come to think of it, we haven't attended a festival in Inazuma for a while!
The Yashiro Commission and Lady Yae are responsible for all the festival preparations. The one who has requested your help.
You know Miko. She always has some unusual ideas in her head. We'd better go to Grand Narukami Shrine.
Lady Yae is currently at Yae Publishing House in Hanamizaka, so there is no need to go all the way to the shrine.
Oh, well that's convenient enough.
Aratani and Kuroda, how are things
All the books and commission prints for Yae Publishing House were bound and sent out yesterday afternoon, Lady Yae.
Very good. And Murata?
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty Reborn as Raiden with Unlimited Power and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji.
Well done. And what about you, Onodera? Onodera?
Oh, yes, Lady Yae. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
You are the one who organized the plans for this release party. In other words, you are the team's fearless leader now. So please, show some confidence. Besides, there's no need to be nervous. This project is destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it. I shall specially grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all, you will be very busy on the day of the release party.
Yes, Lady Yae. Thank you very much.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good. We are running out of time, so let's get moving. Chop chop! Hello, little ones. I take it you have received my commission,
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami Shrine? You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it! Paimon won't accept such a commission!
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. Let me ask you, little ones, whoever said that the festival must...
Huh? But isn't that...
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer the same nation that once resisted change tooth and nail. Therefore, rather than sticking to the same old traditional festival, the Yashiro Commission and I have decided to shake things up a little. This time, we'll be holding an international cultural festival. I suppose I should start by telling you... Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were supremely gifted in singing and writing poetry. They are known as the 5 Kasen. Every year, one of the 5 would present a collection of the group's poems to the shogun for review, which would then spark culture discussions regarding those works. Thanks to them, Inazuma's culture blossomed and gained great influence at that time. As time passed, people began creating various tales based on the five Kasen. The Iridori...
Sounds like a festival that's really rooted in culture.
Indeed. To describe it in the words of the ancients, it'd be refined elegance. Unfortunately, with the flow of time, people have gradually forgotten about the five Kasen and the festival. Which is precisely why I've decided to revive the Iridori Festival by holding a cultural convention featuring light novels.
But, wait a minute! Light novels?
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays, the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck using some rigid format of the past. Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to Altivat through light novels.
Whoa, that was close. Paimon was nearly... Come on, Miko! You can't fool us.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is the essence here. Well, what do you say? Aren't you
Maybe a little.
Come, let's pay There we'll meet a special someone who will tell you.
It's albedo. Watch, it's albedo. Probably. Maybe it's albedo. What the? Watch. It's albedo. Look, it's albedo.
During the Iridori Festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency, once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of this small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the Five Kasen Plaza during the festival, and nearby shops will be selling special light novel merchandise. You certainly won't want to miss out.
Wow. How should Paimon put this? Miko!
Yes, those...
Ah, Lady I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. It appears she meant you two. At last we meet again, Traveler and Paimon. Tell me, how are you faring recently?
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like yourself is here to attend the Iridori Festival.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's scope of responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and soul into the preparations, I'm obliged to be equally dedicated.
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers here. There's no need to sound so formal. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Iridori Festival originated from the Five Kasen. These 5 boards are here for painting their portraits. This Iridori Festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku Decree, it is also an event deeply rooted in culture and the arts. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited several cultural celebrities from other nations. For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt. The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for each of the distinguished guests. However, we fear that staying in a foreign land may feel a little uncomfortable. Which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat to serve as a guide for our guests. I knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their residence at the International Trade Association, while providing any necessary assistance along the way. This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks at the indicated times.
Theater Mechanicus.
It's settled then. My, look at the time. I have to meet with my editors, so I must be going now. During the festival, most of the Yae Publishing House's editors will be staying near the Outlander Affairs Agency. If you run into any problems, you may find them there.
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention, so I must excuse myself for now. I'll leave the guests in your hands.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look. According to the arrival schedule, there will be a ship arriving from Mondstadt today. The artist for the 5 Kasim portraits should be on board. The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the docks.
It's Klee. Oh, it's Albedo. Man.
Hello, you must be here to...
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt.
So where's Venti?
Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, strange. He's pretty famous in Huh? Why's that? Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even if he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
No way.
Miss Honorary Knight, Paimon! It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Iridori Festival?
No, Albedo's the one who received the invitation. But because everyone in the Knights of Favonius has been real busy these...
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori Festival, I predicted that I might run into you here.
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware, I'll be using my pen name in Inazuma, Calx. Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is?
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying.
Great. Let's get going then.
Yoyaro.
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please. telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip. As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived. Strange. It seems that the editorial Mr. Hirayama was supposed to meet with me and give me some...
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name, because of the sheer age of the tale. I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly, as long as I'm inspired.
So when do the paintings have to be...
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori Festival. The first one depicts...
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already...
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always... Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori Festival, I had to complete the final chapter's illustrations the same day I received the manuscript. I heard that my illustrations were sent to print as soon as they arrived in Inazuma.
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance.
Oh, right! The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all... Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hirayama's
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you...
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
We're gonna find, like, an entire mountain of dead fishes.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Please be mindful of your personal safety at all times.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though. Even with the emergency prints, it still might not be enough.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few days later... Hey, do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Well,
Venti.
the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the situation as we speak.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here?
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's nothing, just an internal issue. That's all. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr.
Oh, hold on a second, excuse me. But you must be Calx.
Yes, that...
My name is Kuroda. I do apologize, but please, make yourself comfortable.
Oh, no need. You guys...
excuse me, but... Is there...
Huh?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hirayama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hirayama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious Outlander. The Tenryo Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse.
What? The book?
Shh, not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Irodori Festival, but
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried...
I see. And would be a great if Mr. Hirayama has gone to the work.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jeyu. Sounds familiar. Hey, isn't that Shincho's pen name?
Oh, do you know him?
Shincho would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are...
teleporting be faster?
Huh? It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission of...
No, Sarah, Paimon was... So, tone-deaf bard.
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious Outlander is... indeed me.
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he... And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze. If it would help shed any light...
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch! Your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more
Similar means?
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other...
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission General glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable, but it still feels a bit...
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA Publishing House, and based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now.
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps.
Hmm? But if you...
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that. As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, first, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with... I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryou Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained...
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might...
Sarah's quite the meticulous one. So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry. I can't seem to remember where I may have put it. Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip. Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole...
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely...
In which case, I believe there's only...
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon.
Ah, yes!
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've confirmed this guest's identity, I have no further questions. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
There goes Zara.
Mr. Hiroyama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged to meet today.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kassen.
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Moniker is such... Though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kassen, the validity of... But, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style.
So, is the info...
To some extent, yes. How...
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. Though Lady Yae did say that there are many so all you need to do is follow through with what's in your...
That does sound like something we could...
Thank you, Mr. Hiroyama.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yae Publishing House will do its best. You have my gratitude.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go. Huh? Venti? What are you doing over there?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment? There's something peculiar that I think you should see.
No way. He's touching grass. The screen is incredible. Here we go.
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper and I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a... But on second thought...
It's Venti.
Let me see. Suiko chapter.
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting... this story sounds familiar to me.
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday!
Oh, indeed it is.
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be... But... why leave the paper here in such a fashion?
Alright, let's not get... Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion. Since we've been busy from the start of the day, let us find an inn with good drink to keep our thirst at bay.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're... and let's not forget that Albedo's still...
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
Wait a minute!
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes.
Let's go! Venti portrait. Venti
One
portrait.
year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated. Come on, traveler.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Looks passed out.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking. Even though I'm sound asleep in the portrait, I still appear as glorious as always.
It reminds him of the nameless bard.
Don't get too full of yourself, tone-deaf bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you.
That is true.
Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Oki.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another story.
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the...
It certainly is a possibility. Also, for example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures. Yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we...
Cracked. Whoa. Theater Mechanicus.
Blessing, now 10% off. Now 10% off.
Who is this Jinyu, everyone?
Sure, I'll play another tune, but it'll cost you an apple.
What? Nah. However. Be right back. Mug over lean.
The passenger ship from Liyue that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the dock.
Xinqiu.
You know that Xinqiu will be on board, right? So we should be careful not to say anything about the stolen novels.
Nah. Dang, it's really nice that no novels are stolen. He watches Kazuha and Xingqiu.
Hi there! You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in... Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Wait, I know him. It's not the Star Shaper or whatever his name is.
Yes, in fact we have.
Oh,
I'm
Xingqiu.
Xu from Feiyun Commerce
So
Guild.
this is guy,
Aboard
I think.
this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and the inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was... We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival. So the guild manager instructed...
Oh, speaking of...
Master, he's,
Whoa! Xingqiu's just sitting there, sound asleep.
What? Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you're guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
It's male yelling.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely... Huh? That's odd. There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange.
Ooh, let Paimon...
Nice.
There's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as...
The story you found?
Oh, yeah! In the warehouse down by the... the poem hunt competition! Yeah, that's it! A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the era... If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours...
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up...
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh?
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the higher. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the... It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with...
Don't worry, Shinjo. Even though Calx has work to do, he's still... Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for...
So you've already... To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels... Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took... But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest... Oh my! I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart. Quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw Shinjo.
Traveler, Paimon.
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure. Forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my...
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of... Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. And...
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Shinjo act this awkward before either.
You guys... It's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt.
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces...
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right.
Haha.
Oh, I understand the story.
Splendid. Though, I'm still
If all of you are free.
Oh, well...
Do you have other plans?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining...
Shimura's. Unfortunately, today is a bit windy.
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must...
Huh? No way!
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us.
Huh? Shinjo's suspicious.
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Shinjo...
Read them together? Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that... No way! That can't be right!
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Shinjo had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's Chazuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Are you saying that Shinjo has already been in Inazuma for some time?
Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
What? think he'll be the book thief. His mission is to...
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met, I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat. It's difficult to say at this point. But given that your restaurant is indoors, I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the... Good.
The detective.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
I don't see anyone suspicious around.
Yo, did you fix your mic?
First,
Huh?
we must ascertain whether Shinsha
Oh, you did
was
fix your
already
mic.
in Inazuma or not.
No, I didn't. I'm on
If
my
we can
phone.
find evidence of
Oh.
it, since we're still waiting for him. Why don't...
I'm playing Genshin Impact. Personally,
playing,
you should play Genshin Impact.
I refuse. I refuse.
Oh, what were you playing?
I'm playing.
Oh, have you heard of this game called Genshin Impact?
No, I refuse.
Okay, sorry.
Bro, my little brother came over and you know what he said?
What?
He looked at Genshin Impact and said, "Why do you have this?" And then he went on it and he said, "Oh, this is a fun game." Bro.
He understands.
After that, I turned off my PS4 and I didn't let him go back on.
He understands, Mastai.
He does not understand that game is boring. There's nothing to it. You find stuff. That's
right.
what it is.
A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible.
I'm playing
Gotta get my
unranked
hands
right
on a
now.
copy.
You're playing on what?
You'll be there in person on the day of the release.
Playing
so we'll get
Fall.
Ah.
Right now.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Shinji...
I've been watching Bob's Burger this whole time.
Bob.
Mr. Bob.
Hello there.
Do you have anything you wish to say,
Why,
Bob?
of course.
Name
I
a
personally
unique
recommend our freshly caught
name that
seafood.
you
It's
only
been
heard.
pulled-
That I've only heard once. Barbados.
You have someone in your school named Barbados?
Oh, you meant in school? In that case,
Oh,
I
no, no,
can't.
no, okay. Okay, then you've heard of a name called Barbados. Fuji?
Oh, you want to know? So, have you ever
has.
played this game called
guests
Genshin
from
Impact?
Liyue were
Oh
just
my
telling-
no! Stop!
Well, it's true
Let's
though.
switch
Have you
the
ever
subject.
heard of anybody called Barbados? I mean, yeah, there's like a demon or something named Barbados, but like, come on.
Oh my god.
I will try to break the ice by talking if he really
You
is
turned
hiding
everything
something.
into Genshin.
What are you talking about?
He'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on
Where I get ads on my phone. I've been playing Genshin Impact for a week and got to level 10. I've been
There's
playing
no
Genshin Impact and got
way that's
to
an
level...
ad, bro.
It is.
Dude, then they suck at Genshin if they've been playing for a week and got to 10 only.
Is that so?
I don't know. I think they said 20 or 10.
That
I
is
don't
also
know.
a very valuable clue.
20, bro, 20's like a day 3 kind of level. What the heck?
Okay, listen. We're not. They're not all
delicious.
that.
Inazuman cuisine
Okay,
largely
they're not
consists
you.
of fresh seafood, which is
You're right.
certainly delightful.
They're
not-
not. They're not 90% of the player base.
I swear to God, you would leave school to become a professional Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Or,
If there was like a rank system, then of course I'd spend like all of my time on it.
what? You mean like
That's good. We were worried you might
if
not
there
have
was
an
like
appetite for
ranks in
squid
the world,
soup.
like you'd be the 90th, I don't know, 90th guy, whatever.
Yeah.
How's our tip? Let's talk to Shincho and see if
What
he's
are
really
you? Are you
to start by
average?
asking him about the
Are
gym.
you like high or?
I just reached adventure rank 58 and all of my characters are pretty strong. At least the characters that I like. If I like a character, they just get stronger.
So you're average.
Hmm.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone.
Well,
so,
you kind of
when
are
the peak of
average,
Mount
because you
Yoga
know those
finally appeared in the
high-ranking
distance
players,
as we approached the
they
islands
be
of
like
Inazuma, everyone
buying
crowded the
like
deck to have a look.
everything that comes out in the game.
Yeah, is that not how you play games?
However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious
What
so
are
far.
they?
Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks,
And who made this hole? It
We learned
sucks,
a couple
dude.
of things from his
Who
account,
makes a hole
but we
like
still require more evidence.
While it is entertaining to read novels,
Who died?
writing, you must give great thought to every detail. And even when you have come up with interesting content,
I couldn't agree more. Whether it's writing a book, creating art, or studying alchemy, seldom can you really...
Shincho and Albedo are getting into some deep topics now.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, my novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express...
Thank you. However, I took some risks. Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time...
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma.
This is not going to end
So
well. I'm just
logically
camping
speaking,
too.
there's no way he could possibly know what... Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
We win in 20 seconds, so it's a waiting game. We win.
Give me a... I'll join you after this quest.
Let's go.
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators...
Let's go! Get wrecked, nerd!
What's up, Shincho? Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us
I carry.
No,
I mean,
no,
I didn't carry, but I
please.
clutch.
I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my
Yeah,
mind.
get wrecked.
I didn't
You
notice
got
for a
nothing
moment
on
that
me.
you were testing me
I'm
at all.
the champion.
I did in
Super
fact
Boy,
come
you
to
suck
Inazuma
too.
early to handle something.
What?
It
Let me
was a
consider
joke.
how
It
to
was.
explain
It was a
this.
joke.
Oh,
Hey,
this
hey,
is most
hey! It was a
embarrassing.
joke. Yes, it was a joke.
I didn't even hear you.
Ah,
It's Venti! I'm gonna have to mute you.
Huh? Tone deaf bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has
The criminal who stole...
did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by...
Apologies. Kujo Sara didn't mention a name.
Everyone, it's too late to explain.
Okay, Venti's gone for now, you're fine.
Okay. Did they break in the other way? What the hell? Of course they break in the other way while I'm not looking.
Please, wait. Onodera is innocent.
Oh, so you must be the author.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away.
No need to worry, Genyu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo.
Yes. In fact,
Oh, you... Wait a minute.
well, to be precise, we had dispatched...
Shincho looks pretty flustered.
Though it's most embarrassing in the end. I'm the...
No, Genyu. It's only appropriate that I take for the Iridori Festival. I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yai Publishing House, however, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance.
Yes.
Are you done with your commissions?
Calligraphy is not
no, it's an entire quest.
So signing events are really...
Even though such an event will be difficult for Genyu,
it's a new, it's an entirely new event in Genshin Impact. You know what? You should try Genshin because the new event is actually pretty fun. And there's so many primo gems you can get right now.
I think we're breaking.
So these past few days, Genyu has been actively practicing his handwriting.
I need to change my
it takes
face
time to sign each
again
book.
because I've.
And we realized the time. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Genyu in my house these past few days.
Who's blowing up?
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of... At a previous event, the Yai Publishing House, I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally But, looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was...
Yeah, that's right.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to...
Yes, I understand.
We should probably be heading back.
Ha.
So I don't think I'm gonna make it. There's like 17 of us breaking in at the same time.
Bro, just shoot better. I don't see the problem. Just play Frost.
They do a bomb!
Onodera, what are you doing here?
I need smart. Very, very smart.
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that...
Yes, why didn't you tell everyone earlier?
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to...
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the...
Oh, no wonder.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yai Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant.
Yes,
Yay.
Mr. Hariyama.
We're attacking.
It just...
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Lee.
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Genyu. I'm sure you can do it.
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are...
Even though Shincho still has to deal with his handwriting.
Oh, I bought
always used to prefer
the
working
tech
alone
girl.
in my workshop. But
On who?
I've come to realize...
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious...
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to shut up. I see Venti on screen. There we go.
Huh? You mean whoever...
Pardon me, but...
Oh, right.
I see. It appears that Onodera... Albedo. May I ask you one thing? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident...
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Albedo really is something. Wonder how Shincho's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey! Oh, hello! He's a friend of ours in the...
Wow.
It's getting late now.
I'm about to shoot that cat. Theater Mechanicus. Alright, let's go Rainbow Six Siege.